So you remember the rule, when people don't understand something, they generally misunderstand it. Because the mind can't admit when it doesn't understand something. Because ego, it wants to imagine it understands. See, we're talking about how people, when we're talking about semen retention, people automatically, they think you're suppressing your sexual energy. The mind understand, it will take some, semen retention you can't understand unless you're an insider. You just can't, it's so vast. It's a living experience. Like, how are you gonna understand it? So the mind hears a word, semen retention, and then it comes up with an idea of like what it is, and then thinks it understands it. Says, oh, it's stupid, I'm not doing that. Yeah, but you don't know what it is. You gotta do something to know what it is. You know, we live in a world that's dominated by mind. Mind is such a lower level intelligence, man. It's just silly after a while. So I want to speak on this. Girls, I've found, they think this too, because I've had a couple girls, more than a couple, tell me like that they don't advocate it, that their boyfriend did it or their husband did it, and he became crazy. He was doing, preserving his sexual energy, and he just acted more crazy. She says that's why it's not good, because like you act crazy. I've said before, you have to find, first of all, you can't just make some vow and say, I'm never gonna lose my semen again. Like, it's impossible. But again, this is a learning experience. Anybody that's been on this path for a while knows that. You start out with a strong commitment, okay, that's good. That's a good attitude to have. But you can't control the results, man, especially, you know, depending on our age, our life situation, stress, how strong the habit is. You can't just swear something like this off and say, I'm never going to do it again. But you try. You stop, stop the low-level dark habits as best as you can. Sometimes you'll relapse and you get back up. This is just how life works. So when you try to force something, the whole problem is the energy is not being sublimated. This is the problem. Meaning, the mind is, you're used to indulging in sexual lustful thoughts. That mind, it activates the nervous system. There's excitement. Okay, so then the habit is that once the nervous system gets excited, the two play off each other. The mind excites the nervous system excites the mind, because the nervous system starts getting restless. So then the mind it focuses more on these lustful or edging thoughts, or thoughts to relapse or look at porn or jerk off or whatever, because it's looking for a release. You don't just need to physically ejaculate to get a release. You can edge, you can look at things, you just check out, basically. So you're getting a dopamine hit, but at the same time you're kind of numb. It's like you've injected some poisonous serum into you, but you don't really know it. It just kind of makes you like, everything's okay. See? So the way I'm trying to tie that into the suppression is that's a very deep-seated habit. So at first, when you stop doing it, when you try to stop doing it, let me make sure I'm going the right way. When you're going to be trying with your mind. You can't help it, because everybody, they believe so deeply their mind. They don't know what it is to get in touch with there's a power that's stronger than willpower, but like, who knows about it? This whole world's built on like, you got to make it happen, and you take control of your life, and you got to like muscle up and all that. Yeah, that has its place, but it's a very weak power compared to your inner power. Some people, like, they don't. You've already realized, because of certain situations, and you can't make make life give you a bunch of money, or go find a relationship just using your mental power. Like, it's just a waste of time. You don't care who the person is. Just buy this course and come to this class. You just already know, like, you can't. Those people are good candidates to find this inner power. So at first we're trying with our mind to stop a habit that it's too strong to stop. Maybe for some, they say, yeah, I stopped it. Okay, good job, man. Okay, there's a lot of people they can't. So when you that's what causes the suppression. It's like you're holding down a spring, but you're not strong enough to hold the spring, right? It's going to come up sooner or later. And so that's what happens. You're suppressing this habit to indulge in things that you don't want to do anymore, but you're not like strong enough to keep them down. They keep coming up everywhere. What am I going to do? You see, that's suppression. And then that's irritating. It's not to mention you're detoxing from dopamine, going through dopamine withdrawal. So that's why the girl says her husband or boyfriend's crazy. Yeah, might have to be crazy for a little while. Go look at the heroin addict or alcoholic in detox. He's going to be a little bit crazy withdrawing from this. But see, people don't look at this sex addiction, porn addiction as a major addiction that they're going to have withdrawals from. So then they just misunderstand and say, well, I don't know, there's something, I don't think this is good for me, because like I don't feel good now. Go spend some time in a rehab and watch these people kick dope, and then understand that that's what you're doing. Mine says, no, it can't be it though. It can't be that bad. Okay, well then I don't know what to tell you. It's that bad for some people. So in time, this is magical. We don't know. Nobody can explain how this happens. You start to realize that your mind's not strong enough to kick this habit. At least not on a level that you can feel comfortable with, because you keep holding the spring down, Or you can't go out in public. You're still like activated by girls. You go to the gym or the beach, like, you're always like, you got to be like, okay, like I don't want to edge. I don't want to give these girls attention. You're having to work all the time. At some point you get tired of it, and then that's why people, they just go back and into relapse, because they're like, it's too much work. Yeah, it's too much work if you're using your mind to try to do it. Well, it's impossible. It's not even too much work. So at some point, this is the magical part, I don't know, there's some inner shift that happens. You start to rely on this inner power to do for you what you can't do for yourself. You can people, some religious people understand this, some spiritual people. I don't care about the words and labels. I care about finding that inner power. It's divine power. It's not human power. This is what you need. When you find that through evolution, you can't make yourself find it. The mind's like, yeah, I'm going to find it. Okay, again, good attitude, but you can't control it. You find it when grace lets you find it. In the meantime, we got to burn up this self-will, run riot, trying to do everything, using mind power. I know that most won't understand what I'm saying, but some will, and I'm talking to those people. Remember, this isn't a mainstream channel. By the way, my book came out. It's an autobiography with a bunch of misadventures that took place in my life, and I think some might like it. So I put the link in the description. I'm writing the semen retention book is being edited now, so I'm thinking, another month or 6 weeks or something, then that'll be out, and then health book, spiritual book, plant medicine book. Then I'm done. Like, I'm not a writer. I don't want to. But anyway, if you want to see the autobiography book, you can see the link in the description. Go to the website. All right. So once inner power is activated, your character's changed. This is what you want. You want a character change. You don't want to keep the old character that keeps trying to like not do what that character does. It doesn't. It's like if a dog's trying to pretend not to be a dog or something. I mean, yeah, maybe you can. Well, you see the videos. They dress them up like, put a suit on and tie. Yeah, maybe they could fool some people, but he's a dog. So the old character that likes lust and edging and PMO and all that, it's not that that character is going to somehow let that go. What happens is you transcend that character. Your true nature, true character starts to come out. That character is not interested in this stuff. It's not, don't care about porn. It's just stupid. It's low vibrational. It's like you're not going to go put your hand on a hot stove. You don't need to work at that, right? You just know, like, yeah, that's stupid. Well, it's the same thing. You go to the beach, you go to the gym, you go outside. You're not affected by if a girl looks at you and gives you attention, nor are you thinking about, oh, I need them to give me some attention because, then I'll feel good. You're just done with that whole nonsense. You saw through it. You don't want to set yourself up for such shallow, superficial play. At first, we got to do that a while. That's what I mean. Like, I did it, so I'm not like belittling it, like, oh, you're stupid. I mean, it's stupid, but you have to come to see that for yourself. Yeah, I did a bunch of stupid shit, and it's cool. Like, I had to do it. So, yeah, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm speaking from a different place now, and then when I reflect back, I'm like, ah, man, that was stupid, but it was cool. So, but the character change has to happen. Then it needs to become more effortless instead of so effortful. That's what I'm saying. That can't happen, though, unless grace or touches you and you're able to get in touch with this inner power. Well, how do I get in touch with the inner power? Yeah, you will. There's no prescription for that. I know people are hungry for techniques and all this. That's the mind. The mind wants an easy way out. There's no easy way. You go through this grind, and you just grind it out. At some point, there'll be a shift, and then people will be asking you, oh, how did you do it? And then you'll see what I'm saying. You're like, I don't know, man. Just keep going. All right, I'll see you.